Welcome, everybody. Anthony here with the Bulbaritos. It is 4 a.m. and we are sleepy, but we have an absolute couple of barn burners today for you. Today, right now, we have server 42 versus server 35 starting their war stage. We got our best cigarum hat on here today for our fellow cheesehead himself. And, you know, I hope you all appreciate it. It is super early, chat, so it might take me a hot second just for me to start getting up. But once again, hey, welcome everybody to the stream. Do me a huge favor. I am going to put in a link, pin that up in the chat. It will also be flowing in the live chat if you would like to participate in our St. Jude's charity campaign. Where we are giving cancer the chancla. 100% of the proceeds go to the kiddos and their families. So thank you again. And yeah, hopefully y'all have an amazing time on the streams today. We're going to have more streams throughout the week. But yeah, we've already kicked off 2 from yesterday. We'll have more today. And it should be an absolute barn burner as we have war stages. And then we will have our war stage later on today. So give me 1 second. I'm going to fire up some music. And then we will... I got to put on a little Latin fire. It is real early. The wife is asleep. So we got... You know what I mean? But give me 1 second. Let me make sure. All right, we are good there. Let me fire that guy up. And let me get a pinned comment. And then we're going to be flying. Ahmad, what's going on, big guy? Good to see you, homie. Greetings from 25. Yeah. How are you doing, Ahmad? It's good to see you, big homie. Oh, I'm still waking up. Let me see. I gotta put this pinned comment real quick. Alright, let me get the link. Boom. Copy the pasta. Boom. Let me copy all that. Let's drop that bad boy in there. Let's pin this message. Let's move over to Le Twitch. Drop that. Pin that. Let me add in a quick poll for y'all. How you doing, Ahmad? You having a good day so far? Evening, lunchtime? I don't even know what time of day it is right now. It is 4:46 a.m. Whew. I got a face for radio right now. You know, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. Let me see. Winning today. Boom. There's the poll. There is the poll. Good to see you again. It's good to see you again as well, my friend. We had some people from 21 jump in yesterday. We've had higher tier, and it should be a good time. It should be a good time. All right, let me close. Share this. I think I dropped the links in the Discord. So, all right. Ooh, yeah, we dropped the link, so we are good there. Let me minimize that, drag this. Oh, and I forgot, because I'm going to be using the iPad. I don't need as much real estate. Yeah, I got real triggered yesterday with the, I'm not going to lie, with BlueStacks. I just flipped over the iPad, so hopefully that does better. Y'all let me know if I need to make any tweaks, then let me know. The notifications I didn't see, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, fam. I know that it's a little bit slow right now. All right. Let's see. How about a little slow right now, but hopefully it picks up. Actually, you know what I should do? Dang, I should have changed this. I should have tweaked this chat. It is what it is. We'll get through it. We'll get through it, fam. Woo. All right. So it looks like they're kind of moving around right now. You got KYN right here. How y'all doing this morning? Y'all having a good day so far? Rise and shine, 156K. Okay, an absolute slayer out here. 65. 49. So this is where the party's at. Is this where the party's at? Oh no. Oh no. Alright, let me see. Sorry. That's where we're at right now. It's about a 5 billion power or point lead right now. We're gonna move around and I'm gonna look around for more here in a minute, but this is one. So this is S42. I haven't looked around completely. I literally was waking up, figuring stuff out, figuring my life, questioning my life's choices as I woke up. Tommy? 69. Oh dang. You know, you're trying to test, push it to the limits. Trying to farm them points, I guess. You know what I mean? Oh, exposed. Let me see. How's everybody else's KVKs looking so far today? I don't know if they're invading or if they're kind of just sitting waiting for people to hop in over there. Uh-oh. I don't think anybody's here. Do we think they went to 35? That's the question. Do we think they went to 35? What do you feel about our bracket? I like our bracket. I honestly feel like ours is one of the best brackets, if not the best. I know a lot of people keep going towards the 13-17 bracket, but I feel like ours is stronger than that. It's just a personal opinion though, you know what I mean? We got any animals? 24, 64, 36. Nice. Nice little power right there. Okay, so it seems like a lot of them are on the bottom side. I don't think anybody invaded for the most part. So we're gonna have to look around. I just wish that we could see. Here's the issue that I have, right? I don't see any like battle zone content, like where you would normally, how those indicators should be popping. Even like right here, I don't see anything. Which is the issue. Like there should be the little battle icon right there. We will face S18 today, and we are against server 2 today. Should be a good one. We got a lot. All of our, I think some of our top matchups are this week. So It's y'all S25 versus 18. It's us versus 2, and 2 is pretty stacked too. And then 40 versus 9. Server 2. Yeah. Global 2 or whatever. There's so many 2s now. Yeah, they are strong. So we'll have them at 19 UTC. And then, yeah, should be a good time. Should be a good time for sure. Wee. Got my cheese head. The wee. I kind of want to see if they invaded. That's good. But I don't even know who these are. Who are these people? S42. Okay. Get this. I don't even know what kingdom this is. Sure. I've got no friends. I'm just kidding. All right, let me see. I don't think so. Here's my deal, right? If I don't have an alliance, this becomes a lot bigger of an issue. That, and I think I get hit with a cooldown, so it doesn't really help. I think I'll get hit with the 12-hour cooldown, which is no bueno. So I'm just gonna say where I'm at. They're very strong. Yeah. Should be a good time, man. I'm excited. We're kind of just hoping for a good fight at this point, because the last good fight I think we had was 21, which was like 2 or 3 months ago. So we're not upset about it. Even if we lose, it's still worth doing. See, I wish right here that I could zoom out and see where the fighting zones are, because right now I don't see anything. I don't think there was anything going on in this kingdom. In 35, I think 35 kind of came to them. Unless it's somewhere in like some random zone that we just aren't seeing. So he is right outside of Kingsland. Or right inside, sorry. I think 35 big guys kind of came in invasion just to have a little party, you know what I mean? The party. Oh, I'm giving away our position. GG's. I don't even know. Yummy. I think for the most part it was just south side. Oh, you know what? We didn't check this one. Usually most people stick to King's Gun unless it's like the solo whales walking around trying to zero some people out. 34, 37. I think the big boy was the one that was up top. I think this is the majority of where it's at right now. And then, and what? And a little over an hour, question mark, I think. Then we'll have Icy. So right now, I think it's kind of just slow. We'll ramp up, but I wanted to get on with y'all, come hang out. We are going to be doing some of the charity stuff and charity campaign stuff. So I always like firing it up earlier. We have a bunch of different rewards, incentives, punishments, that kind of stuff. So if y'all are interested, like I said, use that link that is pinned up in the chat. All proceeds, 100% of them go to the kiddos, and we don't keep anything. We're just doing this to raise funds for them, as we've done for the last 5 years. So thank y'all again. Woo, my eyeball. My eyeball. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, farm empty. Oh the Lord. Come, baby, come back. Let me fight. Let me fight that guy. Let me fight him. Let me at him. It's a stare off, chat. It's a stare off. Ooh, that was my alarm, chat, in case I overslept. I forgot. Let me make sure I turned it off. Did it scare y'all? Because it scared the living bejesus out of me. All right, there you go. I turned it off. Woo. I forgot to turn it off. That's why I also got up, because I was afraid I was going to wake up my wife. Last thing I need her is to have to wake up at 5 a.m. Scared out of her mind with the alarm. The delaying is delaying 140? What? I'm just kidding. I don't know. It might be. Hold on. Trying to see if I can find any. If I see anybody posting reports. I don't see anything though. Not right now. Let's see. Right. How is 13 verse 17, chat? I tried yesterday and then got slapped with the "you're rejected." I got mamma jammed in there. Oh, there you go. He poured it over here. Hey, yo. Your little fight. Gonna post up over here. see if he's gonna hit anybody. 66 million. 42. Ooh, it's gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt, boy. At 156, you should be able to take him down pretty quickly. Oh, Lord. Oh! Oh, no! Ooh, somebody's getting cooked. This player is 100% getting zeroed with Josephine. Wakey, wakey. That's already 7 million down. Oh, no. Yeah, this player's getting zeroed 100%. Player's getting zeroed 100%. 100. $59. Well, they are active. They better wake up. Time to wakey, wakey. Yeah, that player's getting... How many did he lose? Ooh. 9 million with 2 hits. Time to wake up. Wakey, wakey. That guy had some fun right there. Oh, he's gonna hit him again 100% because it says Josephine in it. Are they gonna reinforce the city though? See, that's the key. I think with a lot of these guys, right? The only way that you are gonna be able to ward that off is you have to reinforce it. So put your strongest march, put one of your strongest marches in there. The issue, here comes the issue, right? If they had a garrison, I would 100% say reinforce. But the reality is they have Josephine as their garrison, which at that point you're wasting troops, right? And that's the issue with this, right? If Melidor had a garrison, then you could just dump in and take some good trades and be okay. But right now, they legitimately have Josephine on their wall. Absolutely cooked. Absolutely cooked. I wouldn't even reinforce. I think, wait, is that an empty? That might be an empty. Yeah, look how many losses. Look at the massive losses. Oh, like Peter Griffin. But do you see the difference right there, chat? That's the difference. That's the difference right there. And that's why I tell you, that's the difference between what you should do and what other kingdoms are doing, right? Some are just trying to open field with him. But the reality is the biggest deads that whale is going to take is you reinforcing the city with a really good march. That's the difference. They're going to take monster deads. Look at that. 4 million power drop. Oh. Oh, here it comes. Oh, like I said. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, man. Hold on, let's drop that. Let's drop that in the chat. Oh, man. Oh man, that's too good. And that's how you do it, chat, to be honest with you. Like I said, 132,000 archers. Oh, daddy chill, daddy chill. You know what I mean, daddy? Ooh, daddy. Let's see. He ain't doing it no more. He ain't doing it no more. Oh, that escalated quickly, didn't it? That escalated quickly. But he still lost, what, 9 million, 10 million power. So he definitely got his, he's definitely up there already. Let me see where he ranks right now. Rankings. Yeah, there you go. So the swarm hurt, but it definitely, it could have been much worse. It could have been really bad, being perfectly honest with you. And see, and that's what you should be doing, right? Like these frontline guys, make them march all the way to the back. And if you are going to reinforce, then reinforce from the back, right? Reinforce those like 40 mil cities. So we are getting to that point in the game where players this large can swarm. If you're AFK and your alliance doesn't reinforce you, you can get zeroed very quickly at 70-80 million. That's the power of level 140s. Is if you don't get reinforced, you're getting absolutely cooked. You're getting absolutely cooked. So, all right, let's see. That's too funny. All right. Run, Forrest, run! Oh no, turn back around! Put it in reverse, Terry! Put it in reverse! Your boy is hungry out here in the streets. 25. Oh, bro, he's, Lord. He's playing amongst the giants right now. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. All right, Scalp. What power are you, Mr. Scalp? 107. Okay. Somebody bring the Delang to the party. Who doesn't love the Delang parties? I see you, soldier. I see you. I see you. I thought his name was Kimchi, bro. My eyes are not what they were at 5 a.m. Is it 5 a.m.? 5:10 a.m. 11 a.m. Woo, woo, boy. I think this is where a majority of it is right now. This guy's waiting for love. Looking for love. Jeez, my OCD is gonna freak out with this. Well, only 33 free wheel spins. I like it like that. I like it like that. Bing, bing, bong. They're just baiting him. Oh, look, it's our friend in a confidant. Dude, him with the thick skins, I'm telling you, boy. Oh no, he ain't getting away. He ain't getting away. You better city hop. Oh no. At that point, just turn around, brother. Turn around. Getting absolute scalped right there, you know what I mean? That's a tough one. That's a tough one because they got some big ins. It seems like they got some big boys in 35. The interesting part is this is always interesting when it's not IC because you can do this, right? But when IC opens up and the floodgates open up, it changes a lot of stuff. What I'm interested to see is what they look like when the rallies are pouring in, right? Is the empty farm, is this empty guy going to be swarming rallies? Because if so, right, this could get real tragic real quick. So he healed up, or retrained a little bit. Lots of flags. The flag. All right, let me see. Welcome everybody to the stream. I appreciate y'all. Do me a huge favor if y'all can. If you can help us out, smash that like button on the stream. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And if you'd like to help us with our charity fundraising that we are doing, use that link that is pinned in the chat. Pinned up in the chat. It's also going to be flowing through the live stream chat all day. Lots of funny rewards, punishments, milestones, all those kinds of deals. So if you can help us out, great. If you can't and you just can't do it, don't worry about it. Sharing the stream out and dropping likes on streams helps us out as well. So thank you again in advance. Right now we're kind of warming up towards the Imperial City fights. We almost saw one guy get absolutely zeroed, but we'll see. Maybe there's a little bit of tussle and bustle here, but we'll see. We'll find out. I feel like there's going to be a lot of little poke for right now, and then we'll get there. 41. Oh, look, it's Fairy Tale. Ali, our server 46 has won their 9th KVK in a row so far. We wish to meet 42. Nice. Are y'all in the same stellar? That'd be awesome. Congrats again on the win, bud. Excited for you. I haven't heard too much about 46, but I haven't kept too hard, too many details on a ton of servers because there's so many, man. It's just so many. But that's awesome to hear, though. Oh, you're number 1. Let's go. Let me see. Oh, you know why? You know why y'all are number 1 right now? Because some of these right now don't have the victory points right now. They don't have the victory points right now. So like 42, when you win MEE, right, you get 1,000,000 points off the rip. And so these guys, you won't see 42 jump up if they win, right? Assuming they win. If they don't, or 35 or whoever wins this will jump up 1,000,000 points. So they'll jump into first right after this. It's usually after the timer finishes. So it's like, what, 3-4 hours after the completion. Well, yeah, that's exciting. It's exciting stuff for sure. I have to jump in the Discord, share some of your kingdom stuff, man. I'd love to see it. Purple, how's it going? Time to lock in. Yeah, I saw you, brother. I saw you. That poor guy right here was getting absolutely just smoked. And then y'all just baited that guy in and he got smoked. This guy's getting jaboinked over here. I think Empty is just absolutely, he's just looking for some love, man. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Yeah, I saw the second one. Or I saw the one that y'all reinforced. But the two swarms that took a total of like 30 seconds, that dude, the homie lost 10 million power, bro. It was wild. He was 47, I think. And now he's what, 30? Okay, so he cleared out his hospital, so now he's 39. But yeah, you got absolutely banged out. Banged out. Yeah, I saw the report. Yeah. I was showing it. I think it was like 19K to like 600K or something like that. I was like, brother, that's like half of my troops right there. Say what? Yeah, it was this one. Oh, you know what I should show? Hold up. I didn't think about this, chat. Let's do this. Let's check this out real quick. Let me see troop details. Oh, wait, not troop details. Let me look at comparison. Look at this guy. My guy right here. Beating him up. Purple, how do you only have a 3-star Lubu? Brother, there's no way your Lubu is worse than mine. Huh? There's no way your Lubu is worse than mine, brother. All right, let's look at this guy's part. So here are KYN Farm Empties marches from the Swarm. All right, so first off, he is 156 million power player. So let's see what he's looking at. We got 140 Mulan. Of course, you know, we got the red gems. Let's check these out. 80 across the board. We got a 20 on the Radiant. Let's see his gear. 3-star, 3-star, 3-star. You know, it's there. It's there, right? We ain't maxed on the star levels for gear, but 80s are still good. Red gems across the board. Of course, all 40s. Let's look at the gems real quick. That's what I want to see. Let me see. All right, interesting. Okay. All right, Ahmed. Okay. Got 30 on the purple. Red gems on those. Max everything else except for the stars on the gear, which tells me that this probably isn't his main march, but it's still a really good one. Let's see what other march he has. So this is his Lubu march. So this one I'm interested by. We should see. I just woke up. Yeah, I just woke up too, but like it is what, 5:20 a.m. I'm just like, bro, I don't need. Yeah, you don't need. Oh, which one's your main march, Purple? What's your main march? Look, soldier out here. I see you, soldier. All right, so this is the 140 march Lubu. There you go. Got a little daisy action there. 80 red, just not max. I find it interesting that he hasn't max starred out his gear, but it's solid. It's very, very good. Especially, I think I'm saying solid coming from the perspective of I've seen other massive Kragan gear and layout and all that kind of stuff. Not from my personal account, just so we are all on the same page. This would be an amazing account for everybody, but in comparison to other Kragans, right, that we call Kragans, that would be a big one, is the fall off. All right, let's see King Arthur. Okay, So this is another one that I will say a lot of players are switching up on is their King Arthur layout, their loadout. The Constantine's getting substituted out. So 80s. So this one does have the gear max starred, max level 140, max starred level 140. So this is fully maxed out. It looks like. Oh, never mind. Constantine isn't. All the others are. All right, and then let's see who else they got. All right, we got a little ram going on. Little pike action, boys. Once again, lower star, so you can tell that this one kind of is kind of there. Still has red gems, but 2-star gear on this one. But still all 140'd out. And then I think there's one more, I want to say. Let's see. All right. Mansa, primary, Richard. Excuse me. I'm not sure on this one. I don't know if Mansa Prime is the way to go. But I also haven't tested at 140. I know that some of the testing that we did do, Richard primary, Boudica secondary, and Mansa tertiary was the way that we kept going. I don't know about this combo. I'm interested by it. Y'all know, chat? Y'all know if that's if this is the way that people are going? I feel like Richard, maybe it's also because of swarm and not because of field fighting, but interesting. Overall, these marches are really good for a Kragan. So was fun showing that. All right, let me see. I always have to remind myself to do run, Forrest, run! Hide in the shadows. Live. Live. All right, let me see. Daddy, chill. Oh Lord, Daddy, chill. Daddy is back from the store with the milk. Make me a bicycle, you clown. Make me a bicycle, you clown. Make me a bicycle. If y'all don't know where that's from, it's from Wedding Crashers, where they were trying to like crash the wedding, and so their thing was like building balloon animals, and they had no clue what they were doing, and so the guy's like just like making whatever, right? And then the kid comes up and he says, "Make me a bicycle, you clown!" And it's like, dude, it was so funny. It was so funny. It's fun about S42 yapping strategy to hit citadels when they were also hitting dead one accounts. It is what it is, man. My philosophy is, oof. Yeah, this guy's gonna get absolutely wrecked. 2. I don't know what it is about people not putting garrisons. This is wild. Or at least putting like Josephine, like something. I'll put something. Oh, this guy's not even farming them, bro. They're just gonna send them out. Got lucky. Getting lucky there. Oh no, they sent out a war machine. That's too funny. Better hope he doesn't get sent out. Probably poured out at the very end. If he gets TP'd out, he's out for the first 30 minutes of IC fights. You really don't want to get ported out here. Hey, I got no shame in the game, you know what I mean? Like, hey, if you don't want cities to get hit, then you know, shield up. At the end of the day, for me, the way I see it is it's points. And shoot, if we can hit 1,000 farms at 8 million power and rack up billions and billions of points very easily with low loss, shoot, that's a good strategy to me. Do we still want to fight the big players? Sure, right? But that's what IC fights are for, right? You go IC, you have everybody out on the field, everyone's dying and trying, and there you go. But before that, the first 2 hours before, I'm not trying to 1v1 the largest player in the MEE, right? I'm trying to score maximum points. Oh man, this guy's gonna get jebaited out here in the streets. He's almost there. We're at that point where normally if you're going for score, you would have just backed up. But if you TP them out, they're locked for an hour. And that will be, what, 30 minutes after IC opens? So almost, if it lasts longer than the first hour, right, then it's not bad. If it only lasts an hour, you just lost half of the IC time. You also can't contribute either, which I don't know if they are anyways. Sending love out. This guy's going bye-bye. There he goes. Dude, this guy gets sent to the Shadow Realm. Oh no, he good. He Gucci. He Gucci. See, this is when you start timing stuff up, and then I would send the stuff to this guy. If you lock him up, you're gonna be good. It's funny. I know that 42 definitely has strategies for it. Literally as I say it. Literally as I say it. That's funny. As I say it. I think we're gonna start getting here soon to the point where people are gonna be porting into middle, and then we will figure it all out. Yeah, put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Is this where the party was at? Oh man, the party's going bye-bye. All right, no more party here. Is there party over here? Party over here, party over there. I know that we're getting close to the IC, so let me see. We are what? Math is hard at 5:30 in the morning. 20. Well, once they start porting in, that's the 30-minute. They might actually be already doing that. So let me give me 1 second, chat. We might already be. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So we should see a little bit of fighting over here. Fighting over here. Fighting over there. See where the love's at. Let me see if they're porting top or porting bottom. Smart. So ironically, chat, this is something that a lot of alliances don't pay attention to, right? And it looks like KNY did their homework, which is good, because this is something that that some teams don't do, where they will go tit for tat over here. What do I mean by that? What a lot of alliances do is they will align. You'll see it right here on the screen. And once I can port in, then we'll be good. But that will be in like 25 minutes. They will put their main alliance kind of wherever they feel like, instead of paying attention to where the main alliance for the opponent is. Right? What do I mean by that? So there will be instances like, say the main alliance was right here, right? So last MEE, right, against 42, the main alliance for the opponent was right here, right? And then the main alliance for 42 was right here, right? The issue is, right, if you only send to this pass, right, and 42 only sent to this pass, that was why you saw the instance of why 42 didn't take this pass. Because if you don't have a direct connect to this, right, you can't launch 37 rallies at it. This pass needs to be clear in order for you to target these cities over here and send 32 rallies, right? So ideally what you want to do, and to have a steady flow of traffic between the two, is you want your top alliance versus their top alliance like opposite of each other. You don't want them next to each other. You want them opposite, because what that's going to guarantee is that you're going to have both of these passes open, and you don't need to worry about opening the second one, right? Which is what 42 is doing when they're saying leave it alone, don't hit it, because they put their top alliance adjacent to them. So if they wanted to do that, it was going to cook the reinforcement. Like, you don't really want to send reinforcement rallies because they're not across from you, right? And there wasn't enough players up top during that KVK for them to target 30 rallies. Does that make sense? So hopefully that kind of gives we can break it down in more and more detail, but that's a general consensus of kind of watching your opponent and understanding, like, oh, I wonder why they did this, and why this alliance parked here and didn't park on this side, and did so on and so forth. If you don't have a kingdom that takes multiple passes down, you probably, that's something you got to plan for. If you do, it's kind of a moot point at that point, but some kingdoms, if you align correctly, will do that. All right. I think if you are attacking, this is what makes this an interesting scenario, right? Right. because your territory, and I will say this, because the defender's territory, I kind of wish, I'll be honest with you, I kind of wish the devs would switch these two towers. Just switch them, switch the positions. The reason being is I feel like the Pike and Cav towers, because they are meta for so long, should be opposite ends of each other. Right now, both of these are on the on the favorable side for defenders. Maybe the Cav tower can be contested, but this Pike tower is going to be rough to contest. Right? Your rallies have to march 1,000,000 miles, and against good empires, it's very hard. So if a kingdom can maintain Cav and Pike, you got a huge leg up, because you're sending, like, it's the Lubu, and then, you know, the counter meta right now. So it makes it a little bit more interesting. So I kind of wish that was flip-flopped and you had the Pike north and south. Cav and Pike north and south. Hello. Peekaboo. Demon Slayer. Hey, I like they're just out here in the sticks, boys. Let's go see if we can find some sneakies. All right, well, they'll be porting in, and actually right now, the 20-minute mark already hit, so we should be seeing more and more start to port in. So it looks like we're kind of not messing around today. It looks like a majority of the marches are at passes right now and not fighting. Got a little tussle bustle here. Scalp is out here again. There's Empty again. Hey, YOLO. GG's, my friend. Welcome to the chat. All right, let me wish everybody GG's. All right, so it looks like 35 is filling out pretty good. P42, so we should start seeing more and more here in a little bit as we get kind of closer. I have a feeling there's people that are still running out and getting... I haven't seen Sir DeLang out here. We're the lions. Let them roar. Roar. I will say this. Some of the 35 marches that I've been seeing look very strong. So these open field fights are going to be very interesting. Because, and I will say this, because 42 will do some field fighting, but not like a tremendous amount from what I've seen. But hey, you never know. They do have great strategists, so maybe they're switching stuff up. We don't know, right? The taxi rallies are a big thing with 42, so it'll be interesting to see what they pull out of their bag, what they pull out of the bag today. Are we gonna? I wonder how good of a swarm that 140 is gonna be on that wall. The 140 wall swarm. Oof. That 140 wall swarm. Oh. Lion spotted, lion spotted. Hold up. Hold up. Is that a lion I see? What? Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It'll be interesting. I don't know. I don't think I've ever watched 42 play at 11 UTC. So I'm interested to see what their activity level looks like at 11 UTC. I can tell you right now, I've for 20, I don't know if ours would be good. I feel like it'd be interesting because we have a lot of EU and Turkish players. It might be their uptime, to be honest with you. For US, dude, I'm telling you right now, this is 4 or 5 a.m. Like, ugh, let me sleep. Let me sleep, brother. The good thing is we have holiday tomorrow in the US for Memorial Day, so a lot of us will, like, I can pull this and be okay. So hopefully y'all are enjoying all the content and appreciate the early wake up time. I know I got the face for radio right now. I'm just not as pretty as I normally would be, but you know, I'm trying for y'all. Hold on, chat. What am I looking at? Is that a double chat? Oh, it is a double chat. Dude, y'all don't even tell me chat. You don't even tell me. Hold on, which one's better? Okay, so this one's the one that we want. We'll turn that one off. My bad. My bad. My bad. I need to fix that too. I didn't know it was a double chat. My apologies, my friends. All right. We are 15 minutes out. 15 minutes out, fam. It looks like we are conserving for mid, though. That's what it looks like we're doing right now. Just right out here in the streets. Okay, so they're doing the opposite side scenario. See, this, I like this play right here, right? Instead of, so I kind of like the play, but don't at the same time. But the numbers you have are the numbers you have, right? I like the positioning on this corner because if you're only going to focus on these two towers, right, it is what it is, right? The issue is the same point, right? Because of the positioning of the towers, the two main meta towers are down below. So if you aren't going to put an alliance down here on the corner, right, you're not going to be contesting realistically almost any of these meta towers, which I feel like is kind of a, but with the numbers that you do have in this scenario, this may work if you're not going to overextend, if that makes sense. In my opinion, I'm just kind of just strategizing around that and figuring out why you'd position that way, but that makes the most sense to me. So it's going to be all about mid fights then, because there won't be very many tower fights for the most part. I think there will be some tower fights on this tower, and then I think they will send rallies, but for the most part it looks like 42 is not sending over here. This might be one of the lowest up times for 42. Interesting. But I know that this main alliance right here is good, but where is V42? That's the interesting part. Oh, they're right there. Okay, so they're overloading onto one side. In this scenario, because they aren't pushing, I think if they just hold the two towers, they should be good. They're both the meta towers that keep everyone together and cut, you know, call it a day. Because there's no need for them to take this pass, because at the end of the day, right, they would have to take this pass, and that's where it comes in, what we were talking about. So what does that mean? I'm not sure if you're going to see very much open field fighting on this one. I think it's going to be a lot of everybody run to the middle, we all die. But I'm interested to see if the farm guy on 35 is going to swarm the rallies. It'll be interesting. 42 is still unbeaten. Novel. Yes. 42 is still unbeaten. And as soon in 12 minutes, I'll port my city in. We'll get rid of this fog, and then we should be Gucci. So as soon as I can, I'll port. If I forget, just remind me, chat. And then that way we don't have to look at this fog the whole time. And I am definitely not doing simplified graphics. The other thing, do me a huge favor as we're kind of leading up to this. Share the stream out with a friend. If you think they'll enjoy it, we welcome everybody to the community. Make sure you all vote on the polls that we do have, and drop likes on the stream. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all again for all the love and support. I hope y'all are enjoying it and appreciate me. I know a lot of people wanted me to do 13 and 17, but I knew that a lot of other people were already doing it. So I wanted to show some love for the community and cast over, do a little watch party of a non-13 versus 17. That way, as a community, if y'all want to open up multiple tabs, get more content, do all that kind of stuff, the more the merrier kind of deal. That not, you know, I got a little love for 42. They all right, you know what I mean? So hopefully y'all enjoy it. Yeah, there you go. They love being on stream. They love being on stream. Emotes incoming. Let's go. So hopefully, what is the strongest empire so far? Power-wise, I will tell you this, right? Power-wise, 42 is not the strongest empire, right? Power-wise, okay? If you scroll through the alliance powers and stuff like that, I think yesterday they finally broke in. I think it was L42 finally broke in to the 6 billion alliance club. And then they have a 5.5, I think 5.4. We can check that out here in a minute. And then I think the third one drops down to either 2.8 or 3. It's somewhere around there. So they're around 14 billion, 14, somewhere around there. I believe 17 has more power, but less active alliances. So this is when it becomes like, take it with a grain of salt kind of situation, right? At the end of the day, people will show power, alliance power, but what you really need to be asking for is alliance power and merits, because that will tell you right there which ones are the fighting alliances. Jesus Christ, somebody got banged out there. And so that's kind of the thing right there, right? Is what do you classify as the strongest, right? Are you talking about overall player builds and stuff like that? 42 is the strongest, hands down, right? Are you talking about alliance power? It's not 42, right? I think the last time I asked Soldier, he said it was either 40 mil or 50 mil. I think it was 40, but 42 had 90 plus 40 mil accounts. So between the ranges of 40 to 49.9, 49.99999, they had 90 plus accounts, right? They have to be, the last time I honestly checked, they had over 200 T7 accounts, which that was like 2.5 months ago. So my guess is they're probably pushing 250 T7 accounts, closer to 300, if I'm guessing. Sheep expert, unless your name is Satesi, the one and only, the one and solo IC whenever you want. I don't think she could solo against 42, if I'm being honest with you. I think she could solo almost any city, right? But soloing the IC, I don't think so. Her marches would die before the IC fell. That's the difference. I think she would do, I think she would put absolute work into it. Don't get me wrong, right? She would put absolute work, but the way that 42 reinforces, I don't think she's taking it down solo. I think if her and Angry both swarm plus a rally, I think that's when you start getting interesting. You start cooking with some grease, you know what I mean? I think both of them need to be swarming. And then on top of that, then you have the rally. You also have to remember too, is that a little different with the IC. You can't just 17 March swarm it, right? You need the, since you're limited by it. Our Kragan did it today as well against 45 easy, wiped them out, and I see all alone. But here's the difference though, right? This is what I always tell everybody, right? And it's not me, this is just me throwing out facts for kingdoms that I know, right? I don't know every alliance out there, every kingdom out there, and nor am I saying I do. I just can tell you what I've seen from kingdoms that we've spectated and watch partied compared to ones that we just haven't, right? Maybe we always find some awesome kingdoms that are unknown or just not watched a ton, right? So which is why I like covering a lot of those. 42 might have more T7 players than multiple kingdoms combined, right? Like you look at the power and you're like, ah, right? But then when you start breaking the stats down, the example that I'll give, right, is that 40 mil plus, like the 40 mil club, right? The 90 plus. In server 20, we only have 30. They have 3 times the amount of 40 mil power players, right? That's just the 40 mil. That's not the 50s and the 60s and 60 plus. Like, it's not including all of that, right? So the sheer amount of T7s is just wild. Right? And that's the difference, right? Like you are non-stop getting hit by T7 rallies and garrisons are all filled with T7 and everything is T7, right? That's what's different in a lot of MEEs, right? Most people are like, oh yeah, we took down the IC, we soloed it, and it was like T4s and T5s in there, right? Now hit it with full T7s with 5-star Lubus and like, bro, it hurts. It hurts. There are people triple rallying, taking 9-to-1 trades. Like it gets wild. And these are some of the strongest kingdoms in the game, and they're taking 5-to-1, 7-to-1, 9-to-1 trades. Like it's pretty wild to watch. And that's why I'm always excited for this. You'll get to watch, you know, different strategies some people don't necessarily see all the time. But once you get to those higher level MEEs, dude, the strategy becomes like tough. It's tough. So if 35 wants a shot, I can tell you right now, they aren't going to get it unless they're swarming some of these rallies down. I don't know. Like, it'll be interesting to see. I want to see what 35's strategy is. I can tell you right now, some of the people from 21 that I've talked to are like, we've already begun like strategizing like counters and what we want to do and stuff like that. So people are starting to strategize for 42, which is good. It's always intriguing. It'll make it that much more exciting. So this one should be an interesting one. Let's look at what it all looks like right now. So 35 tower. Let me see what's going on here. Got a little Legion action going on here. Okay, so G's gonna be on this side. Chat, I thought they said they removed alliance structures. I thought they removed alliance structures. So you mean to tell me, catch me on this, right? You mean to tell me that if Farm wanted to, he could send all 5 of his marches through this air dock and just start swarming some players? Huh? Bro, I would expose the bejesus out of this air dock. Whew. Let me cook, Dad. Let me cook. All right. $35 looks ready, fam. They look ready. Let them cook. It's basically going to be one ginormous alliance versus 1.5, right? And I don't even think it's 1.5. I would say like 1v1 right now for the most part. Let me see how much there is. Yeah, because they're not overloaded there. I do find it interesting that people park so far in the back here, but it is what it is. It looks pretty split between 42 for V and L. Looks split pretty even. That should be a really good fight. Y'all excited for it, fam? Y'all excited for it? It's about to pop off. Pop, 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 pop bottles. All right, but low key, whoever made that sound and made it popular, I just like insta ban in the chat. The day that sound came out was the day I stopped listening to the radio. Because then every DJ in the world would just start spamming the in Latin music, and oh my gosh, oh my goodness, I like these guys. These guys are wild, dude. If you're farm, dude, you're swarming this, brother. Oh my god, especially because it's G42, homies. Are you swarming this? Oh, here we go, fam. That's some good timing though, right there. I will say that. Dude, you could not have timed that better. That rally come in mid pool. Oh man, that's so good. Are the traps even going, bro? Huh? These war machines, are they even doing anything? I don't think they are, chat. 1.1. 1. Oh, bro, get cooked. Yeah. Ooh, daddy. Ooh, daddy, that's fast. Daddy like. Oh my gosh. Oh man. We're not off to the greatest of starts. Why no war machines, no trebs, no nothing? 40K per hit, dude. I'm telling you, you're organized. They're organized, dude. They're gonna be completely set up by the time this happens. Look at this. Turn in, charge. Ooh, let them cook. Hey, hold on. Let me actually port over. Let me port over. Hold on. That way we can get rid of this fog. Let me port somewhere not in that nobody's gonna care about. And then let me Citadel buff, Peace Shield. We'll just do 8 hour. I don't need anything more than that. They can teleport me back afterwards. Look at this. Charge! Oh, they gave it to V42. Okay, let them cook. All right, here we go, boys and girls. The battle for Middle Earth has begun. 35 slacking. Hey. Look at the amount of Lubus. Lubu what? Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. We can't do simplified graphics for here. Look at this. They had such a head start that they full sended to the mid. I guarantee you they're also instantly starting up their rallies, their taxi rallies, to time them out. So this is all, oh my goodness. I kind of wish we had colors, but it is what it is, fam. At the end of the day, it's just fighting. It's fighting. So smash that like button if you're enjoying the content. The battle for IC has begun between server 42 and server 35. Them T7 Lubus be hitting pretty good. It looks like KNY are doing pretty good. They're starting to clear people out, or at least push them back a little bit. All right, once these die, give me 1 second. I'll have to put the focus on this. That way I don't get a bunch of notifications popping. All right, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, chat. Let me focus. Do not disturb on. Okay, there we go. We are good. What do y'all think, chat? That meta taking down that pass? Oof. All right. '42's pushed up pretty deep. I'm not gonna lie to you. There you go. There's Demon Slayer. They're sending their. Lady in red. There's a little King Arthur action right there. That's a nice little break off right there. A nice little burst of fighting right there. Should start seeing rallies here in probably like a minute and a half start launching. So I do like this on the side of 42 pushing up towards here. I do like this push. I also never really noticed, I'll be honest with you, I never really noticed how many trees are on the edges of this. Right? You can literally just park them all in here. Literally just park them in there. And then just bang them out as they run through. There's Purple! The man, the myth, the legend. Here comes Empty with his Arthur. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt, boy. I think it's full 5-star gear except for Constantine. I think was 2 or 3. I don't remember. So that Arthur 100% hits. He hits. There you go. They're deep. They're deep in there, chat. Woo. Yeah, buddy. Oh, man. They brought out the Josephine. Okay, so it looks like my guess is they're trying to avoid friendly fire. How are the tower situations looking? Is my guess correct? GRW. So here's what I will say. I find it interesting that GRW is the one holding this tower. If it was me and I'm 42, I would be sending rallies to this nonstop. I don't think GRU is going to hold back L42. So that could be an upside, a leg up for 42 to have 3 towers instead of 2, because GRW I don't think is going to hold back 42. I think that's going to be an easy melt right there. You can live with giving them the sword tower, because look at how much you're having to invest on your pike tower, and because of the layout, look at the investment for the cav tower, right? So if you're 42, you could easily sneak this one because GRW isn't going to hold back L42. They're just not. I would have given both towers to KNY. It's a good thought, but when you have L42 and V42, you're not going to be able to pull both. You probably should have split team and had KNY cover both, but you have a team that is specific for sword and team that is specific for, and then just lumped everybody into one alliance. All right, 6 minutes in. Dude, 6 minutes in, and I don't think KNY has come close to touching this IC. But I do see the rally coming in. Here's another rally. So reinforcement rally, but how many? How is the timing though? That's only one. So this is kind of a one-shotter. They do have some nice field here. So this is what I will say. I like that 42 is not backing down. What a lot of teams will do is this, right? They push up, they see a rally, and then everybody pulls back and they give away the field. That's the last thing you want to do. You don't want to put all this pressure and then alleviate it, right? You want to keep the pressure up, let the rally go, and then just literally just run past it and hit all these marches that are trying to get to it. You're just hitting all the marches because you're not going to beat 42's IC garrison with just a solo rally. You're just not. Right? You're going to need at least 2 or 3 more of these reinforcement taxi rallies to be able to have a shot. Sonic Boom. Good morning, my friend. Good morning, my friend. Just a quick shout out, fam. If y'all are enjoying the stream, don't forget, smash that like button on the stream. Consider sharing the stream out with your friends if they enjoy AOEM. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a ton. And if you would like to help us with our charity fundraising event, use the link pinned in the comment above. It's also flying all the way through the live chat. We are raising funds for the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. 100% of the proceeds go direct to them. That's why we want you to use that link, because that link goes direct to St. Jude's. So thank you all again for all the love and support y'all been showing the community, and I hope y'all are going to enjoy this. But you can already see, look at that. Look at the difference in the garrison and the rally. Right? Even with this taxi rally, you're going to see it. It'll top up, but because we don't have... so here comes DFY. So this one's a little bit... I'll say this. It's a little bit late. A little bit late. The timing's a little off. Timing's a little off. But I think 35 is strong enough where this is okay. But you need more taxi rallies. There should have been like 2 or 3 more. But you kind of, that's a situation you figure out because it's one of the two. Either you're taxi rallying or you're open fielding. And right now 42 is kind of doing both, which is crazy. Look at, here's V42. Here come their taxi rallies. And this is for garrison. So multiple taxi rallies coming in. You're going to start to see, there you go. Yeah. Okay, and why? It's interesting where they're bringing all their stuff from. Here comes that double rally, but KNY's rally is about to go down. The icon's kind of overlapped, but it is what it is. Can't really show it now. Dang it. And they're both about to go down. And you just don't have the reinforcements. That's the deal, right? You're gonna need at least 2, 3 more. And based on that garrison, fam, I'm telling you, like I said, it barely moved the needle. I just watched your live stream from last night, and the reason the rallies took so long to get launched was we waited for the other team to knock down their gate so we could set more than one taxi. Yeah, I talked about that earlier when I was breaking it down. My thing was, right, if that was the case, then nobody should have ported up there, right? Because at that point, it kind of made them useless. That was my scenario, right? If you wanted to not take that pass, then I wouldn't have even had players porting up top, which I think eventually moved. If I remember correctly, G moved down and then you had G. Like everybody was on the same side. Was the only point I was making for the most part. I understood the pass part for taxis and stuff like that. But yeah, that was just my thought is I wouldn't have CAD and have all those guys, those big players up there if we're not going to take the pass. Then at that point, they're running twice the distance to do the same thing that they could have just ported over and saved their time. Scar, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you, homie. Good morning. Well, I guess it's afternoon for you. I don't even know. The time difference is wild right now. It's 6:13 a.m. right now. Let me cook. Let me cook. Do we get a report? Let me see. Shared mail. Report. Report me, John. All right, there we go. Who is this against? This is KNY's rally. 230. Believe it or not, that actually isn't bad. Considering how many reinforcements KNY didn't have to fill garrison, they actually took, just to go 2-to-1 in favor. Most kingdoms are not doing 2-to-1. They're doing 4-to-1, right? Like the 42 is doing like 4-to-1, usually pretty easy. So 2-to-1 is not bad. They just need more people. That's actually not that bad. I can definitely tell you the other one got wrecked. Is this the same report? I think so. Yeah, same report. So not bad. That should be encouraging if you're 35. The difference is you just need more. You just need more. And they need to time those rallies up because the second one came in so late that it was kind of unimpacted. It was like it didn't have any like a major impact. Just hit midday. Let's go. 11 UTC KVK wouldn't be too bad for me, but to be honest, I prefer the late nights. So for US, right, I had to get up. I was late. Well, I also didn't want to get up super early because the 2 hours before is kind of but in the US, it was 4 a.m. brother, on a Sunday. Like right now, I'm barely kind of waking up, and I'm a morning person. It is 6:15, but I've been up since 3:45. So it looks like we're getting a nice little, they're clearing them out up here. We're going to see when we're going to see when they're going to start moving. So V42 is down here. Makes sense. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I know people have strategy and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Everyone's a little different. Okay, so see, this is the situation that we're talking about with Sonic Boom, right? So, okay, congrats. You took this pass, right? But now you can't send reinforcement rallies because they don't have that pass, right? You would typically send rallies towards all these players on this side, right? I will say this though, I don't think that GRW is big enough to the point where they're going to send 35 taxi rallies. So does it really matter? Not necessarily. I think they could send one rally here and send one reinforcement rally to this pass and be okay, right? With a small alliance, that strategy would work in my opinion, right? It gives them the opportunity to rally, send some troops, but not have to send 17 taxi rallies. The big alliances need that space so that you can send all those taxi rallies. So I think that could also be a strategy too. You send your smaller alliances that aren't going to necessarily send 37 taxis, put them on this side, even with the locked pass, right? Then you rally here, you rally the pass, and then your taxi will just break off right there. And you still give them the opportunity. They don't need to have enough troops to fill 15, but you get to launch four or five rallies on the IC. Ghetto! RPS, how's it going? How is the 13 versus 17 going? I'm not really watching. How is that one going? Here is the score as it stands for the 42 versus 35 right now. Let me see. Let me pull it. Hello? Oh, there it is. So we are at 35-31. So it's still a 4-bill lead in favor of 42 right now. All right, let me see. haven't seen a rally, so it's been a hot second already. Been a hot second. 17 minutes in. Yeah, you really want to start seeing some clean doubles from 35 if they want to make an impact. But I'll be honest with you, even a double on this with the amount of people that are in mid, I'm not sure if that's going to be enough, fam. I don't think that's going to be enough. Look at one out here, bro. Hello? Juan, brother. This has to be a troll, right? Dude, there's so many. Joseph, is there a new Josephine meta? The 42 Josephine medal? Or medal? The Josephine meta? Who are you facing later? How are you feeling about it? So JMU, we are facing against server 2. I feel good, man. I feel good. I feel like it's one of those, like, we are so thirsty for a good fight. We don't really care. We're at that point, you know what I mean? Like, we just want to have a good fight. It finishing in the first hour is kind of like, eh. You know what I mean? And we're kind of there. I do like how 35 are doing the Escalade jumping trick. Oh. Pop, pop. Pop that Escalade. So random question, but can an Escalade block a pass? Will the rallies go around it? So like, hear me out, right? If you park 37 Escalades right here in this pass, does it block it? Does anyone know? If we were just like, you know what? Pop them, the 25s on that, and then just park them all, just pop them all right here, right? Does it block the pass? Or will the rally just march past it? Throw some D's on it. Let me see. The Josephine Siege meta? Dude, I'm telling you, y'all Josephiners out here. The Josephiners in 42. Is it O2 you're fighting? I heard they have a ton of whales. It is server 2. I don't know. I found out that there is apparently a realm 1. I didn't even know there was that. I thought it was just kingdoms and servers. But apparently there is a realm 1, a kingdom 1, and a server 1. It's like, huh? Huh? It is server 2. So it is global server 2 we're facing. And yes, they do have some, they have top heavy. And they have about, if you compare the merits to alliance power, we are aligned with them. So we both have 3 alliances that have merits. That's why I'm excited for it, right? At the end of the day, we just want a good fight. I don't really care at this point. If we lose, then GG's, you know what I mean? We just want to have a good fight. All right, 20 minutes coming in. We're still waiting on a rally, chat, unless it already died. Did we miss it? There are so many. Chat, are we missing something? There are so many Josephines out here, bro. So many Josephines. They do have whales, but I believe we may have more midweight players, to be honest. I don't know. I didn't do the complete breakdown. We can show that after this and y'all can see if y'all would like. I didn't do like a full breakdown and stuff, but I know that they have quite a few 90, 100 mil players. I think a couple of 100 mil and then like 5 to 7 90 mils. So they do have some weight up top compared to us. I think we jumped from Nephisto to I think 100 mil, and I think we have a couple of 90s, and then it jumps to the 70s. Or 7-2 now, with both losses being at 4 UTC. A good fight is needed. Yeah, that's why I told. I 21 had come in the chat and they were like, "Oh no, Soldier Boy, what? Oh man, this guy. I'm telling you, this guy's getting out of control here, Soldier Boy. Somebody call him out." Hold on, chat. We gotta call this guy. We gotta call this guy out. Dude, there's so many Josephines. Dude, these guys are wild. These guys are wild. I'm convinced Ball has top 3 strongest pike in this game. Be interesting. We'll need it. We'll need it. There's so many Josephines. Hit him with the Escalades. Oh, we got a little organization going. Okay, let him cook. His pike march has like 17 million power alone. Dude, that's wild. That's wild. Oh, I know it's OP. I see him farming people out. All right, we got a little organization here. I kind of wish these were a little bit more staggered, but it's all right. It's all right. We got multiple rallies coming through. Taxi rallies now. I kind of wish that the... Let me see if they're launching. Are they launching from this side? Let's see. That's what we need, right? Ooh, this timing might be really bad. Oh no. Yeah, timing was bad. It was off. Timing's off. This one's gonna tank. This one's gonna tank the garrison, unfortunately, and it's gonna get wrecked. It's gonna get wrecked. Let's see. Why does it say 5 minutes? There's no way this is gonna take 5 minutes, right? Truly? Oh, maybe. I don't know, chat. I don't know. This one feels like it slowed down. Did it? Oh no, it's not. It definitely, yeah, it's definitely hitting first. So this timing is off. It's all right. They're getting there. They're pulling it. I like that I'm seeing this though, right? They're pulling the page out. It was just slight off. Any thoughts on migration? It's kind of a catch-22. I will say this. I'm not a huge fan of limiting it to 30 to 50. I understand the need and necessity for it. But I don't think there are enough active servers to warrant it being 30 players. I think at this point I would rather have less servers. See what I mean? The timing was just off. And so that's a GG'd rallied right there. They'll just top that one off like nothing happened. And then, ooh, so the attacking rally was the slowest rally. Ooh. All right, let's see how this one goes. But overall thoughts on migration. I'm in the industry for marketing my whole career. And what I've always found is when you want to articulate something or put something out into the world, the best thing is always the simplest solution, right? If you need to make a 3,000 word essay to explain a concept, you're doing too much, right? I really do feel like the migration system should not have to be that complicated, right? If you want to put limits on stuff, put limits on it, right? But I don't want to have to be explained that there are 13 different migration stages when I need to be on. There's only a certain window for me to migrate into before I have to reapply. You know, there's just so many little nuances that make it overly complicated when it doesn't need to be, right? I wish they gave UCC spectating features so hard to differentiate who is who. I agree. I ran into the issue, fun fact, right? A lot of people wanted me to do 13 and 17, so I was going to build an account in case this one finished in an hour, right? I'm currently at the max cap of mini accounts that I can have on my account. So I can no longer build any other accounts in Age of Empires Mobile. What does that mean? That means I can't spectate any other KVKs outside of the ones that I have accounts in for right now. And I don't know of a way of unlinking or removing an account from my account so that I can then open up a slot. So if there is a tremendous KVK, 78 versus 68, whatever it is, I can no longer spectate it. You know, it's little stuff like that. Like, we're taking very simple concepts and making them very complicated. So the overall thing of migration is it needed in the game? 100%. Do I feel like they did the best situation? No. No, I would say I would put the update at like a 4 of 10. I know some people are happy about it, but I will say this. There are so many little minute details that make the migration process not good, right? What do I mean by that? If you read the fine print, there are multiple things that happen if you are the one migrating, right? If you're not migrating, almost all of this does not apply to you, okay? If you are the one migrating, this is where it really hurts, okay? And this rally is about to go down again, right? So we'll keep watching as we're talking and kind of entertain y'all. All right, one of the nuances, right? If you are migrating, because migration is going to take place in the middle of the Stellar event, which I have no clue why that's even a thing, right? If it's going to take place in the middle of Stellar, if you are the one migrating, you will surrender. You will give up all personal rewards in Stellar when you migrate, right? You will no longer, if you are in the winning kingdom in #1 in Stellar, you are top 5 in the rankings in personal, whatever it is, the moment you migrate to your new server, you reset all of your progress in Stellar. So you will lose all rewards from Stellar, from MEs, from anything like that, okay? From any events that are in progress, you will lose your rewards. You will lose your rankings. Going to chill in 20 for as long as I can, just not worth migrating. Yeah. So that is one of the big ones, right? Number 2, the migration groups are probably the top thing that is not really being talked about. And that is one of the biggest issues with migration. What do I mean by that? Right? A lot of people don't necessarily know this or they read it, but didn't quite understand it. Migration groups, or AKA brackets, will exist, right? What does that mean? Those are, if whatever bracket or group you fall in are the only kingdoms, or correctly, they are the only kingdoms you have the availability to migrate to. Okay, what does that mean? If I'm kingdom 1, 2, 3 in that first group, and then the second group is kingdom 4, 5, 6, if you are in 4, 5, 6 and you wanted to go to 1, you cannot migrate to 1. You can only migrate if you're in Kingdom 4 to 5 or 6, right? Here is the other nuance to it that is not being really talked about. Groups and brackets will not for the most part, they've said there's a possibility that it could, but it may not be exactly the same every single migration rotation, right? So the first rotation was kingdoms 1, 2, 3 in one group, 4, 5, 6 in group 2. The next migration could be 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, right? So you may get one overlap and then get somebody new. So if you are really wanting to go to X kingdom, right, and they only have 30 slots and you cannot get in, there may be an opportunity next time that you don't even have that kingdom as an available option and may have to wait an additional 3 months, 4 months, whatever the rotation is going to be, to hopefully get it to pop again, right? Those two concepts right there will make migration a moot point, right? Say, like, example for me, if I wanted to migrate to 35, right, and I don't get 35 in my first pop, and I'm hoping for the second pop, and guess what? I don't get them again, and I don't get them again, and I don't get them again. What am I doing here? I mean, there shouldn't be, I understand the need for a group, but it shouldn't be a tight group. It should be like servers 1 through 115 are one group. Group 2 is servers 116 through 200, right? We need larger groups to allow people the flexibility to move where they want to. If the groups are super small, it's going to make an issue. The issue is we don't know any information on groups or brackets as it speaks, and migration system will complete, you heard me correctly, will be complete in less than 20 days. It will start in less than 16. Right? And those are just little things. I can dive super deep into it. But those are the two glaring issues that I see. The third one, if I'm going to throw out a third one, kind of top 3 issues, the third one is we have no clue how much it's going to cost. We still have no clue. We know that there will be migration passes and a bundle, but we have no clue if I'm 40 million power, how much it's going to cost me to migrate. How many passes do I need? How much does that cost? We don't know any of that, and that is a problem. Overall, is the system needed? Yes, but there are a ton of unanswered important questions and tweaks that need to be made depending on what gets released in the coming days, which I believe they said there's supposed to be another announcement today. So I'm hoping that it has to deal with like requirements and all that, like brackets and all that kind of stuff. Just straight up not worth the hassle. I don't get why these things are so complicated. Exactly. I just keep it simple, man. Sheep expert, and right now we don't know how much their tokens are going to cost. Exactly. Makes me so appreciative of Rock System Migrate whenever you want to be. Yeah. And I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying they need to copy the system, but we don't need to make it overly complicated. You know what I mean? Like, I get the need that they don't want every single person to whatever, right? We don't want everyone to load into 42 or wherever they want to go, right? Okay, cool, right? Cap it at 65, make migration every month and a half, and then make large brackets so that people can go wherever they want to go. You know what I mean? They know that they'll at least have an opportunity at some point to get in. The current system, if you miss your window, you may never see that window ever again. And that's the problem, depending on how the brackets stack. Like, this could be a moot point too if their brackets are 100 servers big. You know what I mean? Beta kind of is a rough test because it's only 10 servers. So the way they split them is just equal 50-50. So I'm hoping that it's like a similar situation inside of global, but we don't know that yet. And that's why it becomes such a big talking point. I have a feeling the passes will cost a bunch. I do too. I have a feeling that a pass is going to cost a pass for every like 5 or 10 million power. That's my guess. My guess is also the passes can't be earned for free. So if you're wanting to migrate this rotation, you're going to have to pay. I think the following rotation, you might be able, because they're going to give you passes after migration has completed. They give you free passes. But if you're wanting to migrate this rotation, you're going to probably have to pay is the logic I think is going to fall. All right. So we are 37 minutes in. Let's see how this goes. Should be seeing something new here in a minute. Henry seems S35 is still too weak compared to S42. Well, I told you, the way that I preface it is this, right? This is a good delay right here. This space right here is good, right? I'm really hoping this is not a taxi rally. The timing for the first two have been tough. So what I'm hoping is that this is not the taxi rally and this is the rally, the attacking rally. That was the other problem with so the first one, they didn't send enough taxis. The second one, all the taxis were faster than the attacking one. So they blew past the attacker before they even hit. This one is looking good as long as this one is the attacking rally. Yeah, see, this one's looking good. Good taxi variation. We should have had this from the start. Kind of deal. I like this. As long as this is the attacking rally, they should be a good one. I'm hoping that the secondary rally, perfect. Good timing on this one. Good timing. So this one will be a supporting rally, which is good. A double on this one. Let's hope this one is the attacking one. Is it not? Dude, chat, it isn't. Oh. Is it? Oh, bro, what horrific positioning from the rally. Why? Why did it push the rally all the way over here? Dude, did it push it because of this thing? I think it pushed the rally to the left because of this. I think it did. Oh no. Yeah, they gotta already start jumping out. They're not gonna make it. Wakey wakey. I'm pretty sure that's why. I'm pretty sure this blocked the rally because the rally should have been hitting right here. But I think that because of the positioning of this, it pushed the rally to the left. Here comes 42 taxi rallies. Yeah. Where are the other taxis, fam? Oh, they're there. And now they're split. Oh no! It split the taxi rallies. Oh, some went north side. Oh, what does that mean, chat? It means that some people targeted cities that were up here. Some people targeted cities that were up here, and some targeted some that were down here. So that the taxi rallies split going top and bottom instead of all going in the same direction. Oh man, that's tough. That's tough. You can tell exactly by this. Look, there's the taxi rally. There's the other one. Oh. 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 It was looking so good. Oh. Scar, a good thing I picked up on each migration event, you will receive a free pass. So it means you can hoard them if you're happy where you're true. But here's the reality too, right? If you're, by the time you hoard them, right? If you keep leveling up your account, you're just going to need more and more passes. So you may never catch up, right? Like as a free to play, right? Being 60 million as a free to play may mean that you have to sit in place for the next 4 seasons to hoard passes as a free to play. You know what I mean? That's the tough part. We don't know how many passes you get. We don't know how many it costs. Once that information is released, I promise you, they're either going to celebrate and yell to the ceiling, to the heavens, or the community is going to explode. It's going to be one of the two. There is no mix and match. They're either going to be triggered because, say, I'll say this. Say like a free to play, like a 60 mil account takes 16 passes, right? And you only get 3 passes gifted to you every migration season. If you are free to play at 60 mil, bro, you could be stuck in the same spot waiting for free passes for the next 8 rotations. You know what I mean? Like that could be 2 years of staying put to migrate, to not have to spend any money. That's just an example. That's not what it is. I'm just saying it depends on that scenario, right? Which is all the information we don't have. 35 isn't as active as 42. I'll be honest with you, 42 isn't as active as I normally see 42 either, right? And I like 42. I don't know very much about 35, but I like 42. But this is probably the lightest I've seen 42. Right. These all came in late, so, but when the start of it, I did scroll back. And there's definitely been more that have come in for 42. But at the start of it, at the start of IC, it definitely was not what I'm used to. That looks a little bit more what I'm used to. I think they need to increase the quota of migration. 30-50 is too low. I agree. I would say you don't want to get higher than 50 for a big kingdom. Because the whole point of it, and this is what a lot of people gotta understand, the whole point of it is you don't want an entire alliance migrating over to a kingdom. Because right now the game isn't populated high enough to where that should be an option. Right? If we had full servers, you know, everybody was active, then sure, bring in a whole alliance. Call it a day right now. The problem is right now, an entire alliance could be a whole kingdom, which is a problem. You know what I mean? So you have to kind of weigh the pros and the cons of doing that. You could possibly kill a ton of kingdoms if you allow that much migration. If all the servers had 3 full alliances that were active and so on and so forth, you could afford to lose one, right? But there are a lot of kingdoms that have one alliance that if you let them all migrate out, that's now a dead server that is no good to you. So I can understand the situation they're kind of in. It has to be, they have to finesse that number a little bit. 30 is very low though. And looks like they're out of troops on the field. Well, when you're running, Sheep, when you're running 5 taxi rallies with that, you're not going to have a lot of field, right? You're prioritizing the rally and moving the troops in the field and not owning the field, if that makes sense. So it does make sense in that regard. Is this how S20 does their rallying with taxis? We don't really taxi in 20. We don't really taxi in 20. We put everything we have on the field, and what you see is what you get. We don't taxi. We put 1,000 troops, 1,000 marches on the field, and that's what you're seeing. You'll see it later. We'll be on 19 UTC. We'll be streaming that one. We don't do taxi rally. We don't. Our strategy doesn't utilize taxis for the most part. There may be like 1, maybe 2, maybe, but it's not like we're sending out 17. We're send out maybe 1 or 2, but majority of everyone is on the field. I've never seen that position. Yeah, I think it was that. I honestly really do think it was because of that thing. I think it pushed it. Because of that, it pushed the rally in this awkward corner. It wasn't even like on the side. It was like in the corner. It was very weird positioning though. Honestly, that's a W now. The taxis overlap. RIP, never mind. V42 carrying right now, whereas 42's Europeans. Are they heavy US? No, V42 I believe are heavy Chinese. I don't know if they're full Chinese, but I believe so. Do y'all remember VIQ? The Alliance VIQ? That is V42. The Chinese, I don't want to say all Chinese because I don't think they're full Chinese, but they do have Chinese, like the Chinese whales and Chinese players are in that alliance from what I understand. VIQ is V42 right now. That's pretty much the main issue with beta servers. Only Kingdom 2 and Kingdom 8 have multiple alliances and the others have only one active. So I've brought this up to the devs and the community managers multiple times for them to relay it to the devs. Here's the issue that I have with beta, right? It's a two-prong issue, right? Issue number one is if you wanted beta, like the first issue that should never have even been an issue is the reason you have beta servers is to test the game. And then once the game launches, beta servers disappear. They go away. The problem and the issue that they brought on themselves is they decided to sell bundles in beta server. So players spent money on those accounts. So the option of deleting those accounts is no longer viable because now you have, like, that opens you up for lawsuits and there's a ton of stuff, right? Okay, cool. So now you can't delete those, right? But now you have such an uprising that people want to migrate those accounts out, okay? No problem, all right? What do you need to do on that, right? We need to line up them with global side by side so that there can be a transition point, right? Or if you are going to have them slightly off, so this might be beta, slightly ahead, you need to have a functionality that will allow you to lock certain aspects of the game so that when they do migrate over, right? AKA like examples like commanders, heroes, right? They have a whole season of heroes that are not released in global. If they migrate to global, those should be locked until it, you know, the wheel comes and it aligns us, right? None of those things have been worked on. So the reality is, do I think beta is going to come to global anytime soon? No, I don't. They aren't even on the same game version as global. They're in a higher level, more advanced version of the game. We aren't even playing, literally, we are not even playing the same game, right? So that has to line up before they could migrate over. Beta servers are not even on the same servers as global servers. So then there needs to be a mechanic that bridges the gap between the two, right? And then last but not least, there needs to be a mechanic that is going to lock certain aspects that are not available in global right now, you know, AKA, you know, certain heroes, certain, you know, there are certain things that beta has that we don't have, right? And none of those things have been worked on. So that's the reality of it. All right, let me see if we have any reports. I'm sure they're posting reports. World, Imperial City. I think this was the... All right, let me see. Oh, these were the old ones. Yes. So those were the original. All right, let me see if there's any new ones. 185. So their trades, I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. These trades are not bad, right? It's like a 2-to-1. All of them have been 2-to-1. These aren't bad. The problem is we have no reinforcements, and the reinforcements that they are sending, see, this is still 2-to-1. They're just misfiring on that, right? The strategy part is misfiring. This is placed in a really bad position. And I guarantee you if KNY send another rally, which, they might have one more shot, it's going to end up in the same spot again. And that's the problem, right? Let's see if they're going to send one more. You got 10 minutes, so they might have a shot at one more. Low-key with 42's activity, from what we have seen from 20 could overwhelm them in field maybe. So 20, so here's the difference, right? The issue isn't whether 20 could own the field, right? The issue with 20 is, do we have enough T7 players to reinforce the garrison against 42? That is the problem, right? What y'all haven't seen today is what it looks like with 42. And you can go watch the last watch party that we did with 42 when they played, I think it was 9, and look at how they reinforced with 0 field pressure, right? That is the problem. The way that, and this is just my opinion, the way that 20 is composed would have to change in order for that to work, okay? What do I mean by that? I mean, all T7 players need to get loaded into one alliance in 20. We shouldn't have 3 or 4 alliances running if we are going to play 42. Max, we should have 2. We just don't have the composition to have 4 alliances doing it. We just don't. Last time I checked, 42 has 90 plus 40 mil accounts and 20 has 30. That's just for 40 mil. 50 mil is almost triple, 60, quadruple, 80 plus, like 5 to 1, 7 to 1. So overall quality of accounts, they have us beat pretty drastically. So what does that mean? That means that every large player should get loaded into one alliance. They are going to hold the IC, and then they are the one that are garrisoning, and everybody else is going to attempt to hold the field. That's the way, and send a double rally just to help, right? But you need all your largest players in one alliance if you're going to have a shot. Splitting them up into multiple alliances is going to help because you're going to need them to garrison, because 42 will send triple rallies with T7s. And if you don't have T7s to garrison, you're up a creek. You're up a creek. The Europeans, I believe, are in L42 JMU. The trades would be tough, right? But at the end of the day, if it's a win, we don't care about trades. I think the biggest game changer a year from now between OG and new players will be facilities. Techs players who have a longer tech would be, yeah, I agree. B42 should give up IC on purpose and farm points. Oh no. I don't know if 42 has that in them. I don't know if they could do that. Shoot, for all the Americans, they'd probably be like, Chad, if you give this away, I'm going to sleep. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I got up at 4 a.m. for this. I'm going to sleep if you give it up. Baby, come back. At the moment in our server, we have 73. Huh? Oh, 40. No. I'm talking in 42. They have 90 plus 40 mil to 49,999. They have 90 plus players in that window alone is what I'm referring to. So that right there, what you said, 73, 40 plus mil, they have 90 plus only in the window between 40 and 49. That's what I was saying. Do you think 42 will stay a superpower kingdom, or do you think a good chunk of people will move out? Here's the thing, right? Pros and cons. Pros, if you go to 42, right, you are guaranteed you're gonna get somebody's best every single time, right? It's like when you fight the best, you want to bring your best kind of deal, right? And right now 42's undefeated. I think 21 is still undefeated. There are very few still undefeated kingdoms, so you are going to get the best that everyone's going to send every time. Downside, you probably most likely will never win an MGE in 42. That's the reality. If you're going and you're like, man, I want that MGE hero, don't even come. Don't even come, because personal rewards are very unlikely for you unless you are a massive spender, right? That was one of Catzilla's big things, is he's like, bro, I maxed out on an MGE and missed top 10 because of the amount of whales and big spenders and that kind of stuff. So if you're coming for that, turn around. You know what I mean? Are you looking for a community that, just a community environment? They have good strategists, good game plans. They put some effort into war strategies and PvP. You will enjoy it. You know what I mean? There are just pros and cons between both. I think those players that are tired of not winning MGEs will probably leave. I will also say this. If they are worried and tired of missing MGEs, they probably shouldn't be there anyways, right? Because that's not really... It is a point, because if you're spending so much money, you kind of want the rewards. But the whole point of being there is being there and being in. It's like... The way I would say it in sports, right, is do you want to be the superstar on the worst team in the league? Or do you want to be a player on the best team in the league? That's the best, analogy that I can give y'all. Whichever side, neither side I'm saying is wrong, right? But clearly, if you're the superstar on the trash team, you're going for the most money, the most, eyeballs on you. You're not going because you're trying to win. You know what I mean? You're playing for you, which is okay. I mean, secure your bag, do your thing. If you're on a team of superstars, you're definitely not getting paid the bag. You're going to make good money, but everybody else is making good money too. But you're going to be on a good overall team. That is what you got to answer for yourself. And then that's, depending on what you want, will determine whether you should go to a kingdom like 42 or a higher tier kingdom. I've talked a decent amount of the US guys and they're not happy there. And 42, well, I'll say this. Some of the timings are tough, right, in US. You got to remember, right? Like this timing right now at 11 UTC might be great for V42 because V42 is the one that is taking the IC, right? But if you're a US player in 42, bro, I'm cooked. Not everybody wants to wake up at 4 a.m. to fight. But I'll tell you this, if V42 is the one taking IC and you move this to 19 UTC, they would be triggered because guess what? Now they are playing at 2 a.m., having to have full activity. I think the timing is shifted based on who's going to take. If this was L42, I think you would have seen it at 19 UTC. But then you also see a lighter load on V42. So now that it is flipped, V42 has the early time. Well, not for them, but for US players. And EU, I think, is okay. But US players, cooked. You're cooked. Not everybody wants to wake up at 4 a.m. I'm kind of used to it. I'm tired, don't get me wrong. I'm kind of used to it, though. But that's just the reality of it. So you got to keep that in mind, too, right? 42 also does a lot of, share and care kind of stuff. So they rotate, rotate war stage ICs. So you kind of come in that understanding that you have a Chinese top heavy alliance and then you have a European US alliance. So the times are going to be cooked. And GG's, just like that, 42 takes out 35 to win this war stage. This one was pretty clean. I think I saw some interesting tactics in it, which was awesome. Some interesting tactics, but once 42 got in, they weren't the escalade, the escalade tactic, I think might have bit them a little bit on this one because of positioning, but I do like the idea of seeing those. But the taxis kind of hurt him a little bit, I'll be honest with you. But overall, I think the fights look pretty good, pretty solid back and forth. Just the IC battle, you kind of saw the quality kind of pop a little bit more. Let me see. Faith, ayo, here we are yet again. Yes, my friend. Yes. Would you suggest moving into S20, or how do you think I'll pan out with migration? I think it just depends on what you want, man. Right? If you're Turkish, probably aren't going to S20, right? You'll have more fun and enjoy being in 800. If you're primarily English speaking or European or stuff like that, we have some across both, but a majority are in S20. So it just depends on what you want. You know what I mean? But then again, like I said, timing, right? So it's all a little different. I like that we have two completely different, because then when you have up times and you have down times, like you can kind of bounce off each other. The last thing you want is to have 3 alliances all in the same time zone, and then somebody comes and plays you, beats you in prep, and then now you're playing way out of your time zone and you have no coverage. That's the problem. Seems good for Americans, despite they have a lot of EU. I think it's a smart how Scar manages the timings between time zones there. Well, I can guarantee you, if we aren't ever attempting to lose prep stage ever again. We aren't willingly going to lose it. S42 is a beast, completely different on most servers. Yeah, it's tough, man. Turkish, with big Turkish community in 21. Yep. Sorry, I mean not just S20 lines, but server 20 as a whole. Server 20 as a whole, outside of our early civil wars, it's a server, right? You know what I mean? Like, is there bickering every now and then? Sure, right? Is there occasional player that cries about getting hit while farming, a node? Sure. You know what I mean? But for the most part, we haven't been like at each other's throats. Like, we're not out here starting a civil war tomorrow. All right, we got a little tussle and bustle here. This score should change here in the next, I think 3 or 4 hours whenever this ends. So this should be in 5 hours, then that will update. 48-27 should be good. Solid victory for 42. What would you say is more or less the S20 player base? EU. EU is, I think, the majority, but Scar can kind of answer that, I think. The majority, I think, is EU, and then US, and then Turkish. I don't know what TRO is, though. All right. Let me flip over to... Oh, you know what we didn't get, fam? We didn't get the DeLange parade today. I'm a little disappointed. Color me disappointed. Was there a DeLange parade today? I don't think so. G unit. I don't think there was a DeLange parade today. Color me sad. Ah! Numbers like 300. Grubby, what's going on, buddy? Y'all are fighting at Grubby. Y'all are fighting at 19, right? Remember correctly? Yeah, that's a big thing. Why I'm not recruiting Asian players in 20. It's just not fair for them. We play at 19. If they come, they will not be able to participate and just be unhappy. Yep. Y'all play at 19, right? The 21. Yes, sir. All right, let me flip over here. Actually, hold on. All right. Characters. I'll show y'all 2 first because I know people want to see 2. I'll show 2 first, then we'll go to 20. And then that way y'all can see what I was talking about. 2 is very strong. They're pretty on par with 20. So I'm excited for the fights. Oh, sweet, my game froze. Oh, nice. Very nice. Great success. O2 picked 11, which is interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of glad we didn't get that, to be honest with you. All our US players would have been cooked. Can you imagine telling Uncle, hey, brother, we need you to wake up at 4 a.m.? He probably would, but we ain't happy about it. But to be honest, it might have been a Turkish uptime. I don't really know the Turkish times, to be honest with you. Hello? What? What? All right, rankings. Here we go. The problem is with new KVK coming, have all time zones covered is going to be important. True. But here's also the reality. That isn't going to get done in one migration anymore. Now that you know it's 30 or 50 players, that's not getting done. GG's, Purple. I appreciate it. So this is the power rankings for server 2 who were playing at 19 UTC. So you can start to see what I was talking about. 100 mils, 90 mils, and then it drops to 70, 60. You might actually match up pretty well with their rankings. Here are their merits. So I know they have higher merits per player at the top, for sure. Yeah, that's like the 4 UTC KVKs. That was basically 3 a.m. across here. Yeah, it's tough. So their merits are pretty solid, to be honest with you. And then their power is this. So like I said, when you see ours, it's going to look very similar. It's going to look very similar. We do have them beat in overall power, but it's about as close as you're going to get. It's about as close as you're going to get. And then merits, very similar to ours as well. And I'll kind of show you that here in a little bit. All right. So screenshot, do what you want. Scrub back. You can always pull back and then check them out if you need to re-screenshot it. And then let's go to 20 real quick. Let's show off 20. Passions, more passion, more passion. More energy, more energy. All right. Excuse me, I'm tired already, fam. Been up since 3:45 and it is 7:10 in the morning and I'm already tired. All right, here we go. Rankings, power rankings. So you can see outside of Nephisto, 93, 79. You got more 70s, I think, than they do, and more 60s. But I think they had more 40s than we do. I didn't realize how many 50s we have. Nice. We have a lot. We're growing. We got a lot at 39. Merits. There are the merits. Like I said, overall, I think they have us individual on the top have more merits in 2. But we're no slouches, right? We have some good fighters. Power, this is you'll see a difference. So theirs was 5 bill and then 3.8, I think, or 3.7. Ours is 5.8, 4.2, 3.5, 2.7. And I will tell you this, the 3-4 do fight. So they might have lower merits, but they will be on the field as well. So here are the merits. So like I said, very comparable merit-wise. The main difference is I don't know if all of their alliances fight, and I can tell you all of ours do. So even the 54 mil is going to send somebody. TRO is going to send people, and then 800 and S20 will send people. So it should be a really good fight. I'm excited for it. It's going to be a different style because y'all are used to seeing taxis when I show 42, and 20 for the most part doesn't do taxis. So you're going to see the opposite spectrum of KVK in this, in when we stream at 19 UTC. I'll be doing it probably around 17. So right now I'm probably, what it looks like I'm going to do, since I have a nice little spacer here, I'm probably going to get off stream, call it a day. And then at 17 UTC, I'm going to fire it back up. So in about 4 hours, I'll fire up a new stream for the 19 for ours. And then we'll go from there. Why no taxis? Because we have we throw everything in the field. You can't do field and taxis. Or you could, I guess, but then you would have way less field in support of taxis, which the idea of taxis is to put in your best march in the taxi. So if you're just going to send out your worst marches into the field, kind of defeats the purpose. That makes sense. It's just a different play style. Y'all will see. If y'all haven't seen us play before, just watch back some of the other streams and you'll see what it looks like to face us. So hopefully y'all are excited for it. But yes, around 17 UTC, I'll fire up our stream for our fighting. Will be server 20 versus server 2. There are other amazing ones that are going to be going on too. I wish I could show them all, but we are going to be showing ours. Hope to see y'all here. Hope y'all have a fantastic, rest of your morning, rest of your day. If I don't see you, and for those of y'all that I see in a couple of hours, buckle up, get ready. It should be an absolute banger of a war stage. And I hope to see y'all there. All right, Burrito Gang, y'all have a good one. Hope to see y'all soon. Bye.